morning.
Good
So
morning.
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 last week in topic and discuss ni Princess and problem-based learning and project-based learning. Yun na, ako naman i-discuss ang characteristics of good appropriate IMs and teaching tools. So, characteristic of good instructional materials. So the use of instructional materials is a big help for the teacher to facilitate the teaching learning process. These visual aids are important to motivate and our students' interest. Here are some characteristics of a good instructional materials that will help you in your teaching process. So here's the characteristic of a good instructional materials. The sizes, the colors, the durability, economy, portability, rea- relatability, and the most is the unique. So in sizes, it is most that the materials is big enough to be seen by the farthest students in the classroom. Consider also the font size and the font style to be used. The in color, students are more interested to those materials which are colorful and beautiful. Pero di mat ito na sobrat nakakasilaw sa mata.
Yeah.
Remember that mostly students are more attracted to bright colors because it is easily to catch the students' attention and facilitate learning process.
Yeah, especially for elementaries.
Sa di ba? Tapos lalo na yaon sin mga pareho sa mga
Drawings or diagrams.
para dali sa
There
Next is the durability. Instructional materials are not made for one session only. They must last if possible until lifetime so that it could be reused. See, see to it that it can stand for longer duration of time so that the effort and money you render to have to have it will not lost in just one glimpse of snap. 'Di ba? Ito na kung pwede man magagamit na pang outro. Sa economy. It consider also the salary of the teacher. These expenses in making that instructional materials, they can use their resourcefulness and creativity to produce their own materials. If possible, use the cheaper things that making your materials so that it is not relativity.
Relativity.
Hmm, relativity. So of course, it is most be related to the topic or lesson you are into. Remember that teacher uses instructional materials to be easy to burden of teaching and so that students will understand the practice of matter. Alang man kit maghimukit sin kuan IMs na karayo na kayo sa topic, di ba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Minsan tulad
Siyempre, kailangan maghihapon
anatong design, di ba sa design taliwat. Kailangan medyo related at sa aton sa aton topic. So next and last is the students want to be things which makes them curious about it. Let them manipulate the materials to evaluate how they learn through their own. So in teaching, it is most to have and know the characteristic of instructional materials so that you can be an effective and efficient teacher someday. Instructional materials takes the pupils to formulate or generate ideas in order that learning would be faster and easier. These certain characteristics first on the online, it should be on the level of the learner.
Yeah.
Mm.
Second, it should be related and relevant to the subject matter. It should clearly understand some characteristic of good items that will help you in your teaching process. The sizes, it is the most that the materials is big enough to be seen by far the students in the classrooms. The colors. The students are more interested to the materials which are colorful and beautiful. The durability, the instructional materials are not made for decision most impossible until lifetime under the reuse. So, kagani nag-discuss ko na method, di ba?
Mm.
So, ana ko na po kuan. Iton, how important is the instructional materials?
Ah, tingin ko very important siya kasi it's one of the teaching aids na ginagamit ng mga teachers para mas maipahayag yung lesson and mas ma-explain, ma-show yung lesson according to what interests the student. So, like you said, the characteristics ng instructional materials are depends on the interest of the students, like the colors, the design, kasi it's catchy and attention grabbing enough so that yung students will be interested to listen and to learn.
And also, instructional materials are expected to help promote active learning and develop critical thinking of the learners in the said course or subject learning.
So, yan
Yeah,
na. Oh, sige.
Makalimot na.
sige na agad dati.
Ikaw,
Ako nala.
Si Marify.
nag-research ko na yan.
So,
Oh, sino?
instructional materials also are essential tools in learning for every subject, di ba, in the school curriculum. They allow the students to interact with words, symbols, also, and ideas in ways that develop their abilities in reading, listening, solving, viewing, thinking, speaking, and writing using the media and technology.
So, bale, instructional materials are not just limited to physical, pwede rin siyang maging technology and media.
Lalo na, di ba yan na, iton, naghahataglat kita sin mga additional kuan like video para damo para sin may sira maintindihan para sa iton. Lalo na kung sa science, di ba?
Listen.
So, thank you guys for listening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
See you next
Bye.
week.
See you next week.